You've probably wondered why empaths who feel so deeply always seem to end up tangled with narcissists who give so little. On the surface, it looks like the worst possible match, but deep down, there's a magnetic pull, a cycle of giving, taking, and craving that feels impossible to escape. You, as an empath, see the hidden pain behind the narcissist's mask, and you believe your love can heal it. Meanwhile, the narcissist is drawn to your compassion because it feeds the very emptiness they refuse to face. The connection feels powerful, almost fated, but it's also the reason you've been left drained, confused, and questioning yourself. Today, we'll break down why this attraction happens and how you can finally see it for what it really is. The empath's desire to heal meets the narcissist's hidden wounds. You, as an empath, have always felt a deep pull to ease the pain of others. It's almost like second nature to you. When you sense someone suffering, you instinctively want to comfort, fix, or heal it. That's exactly what makes you so magnetic to a narcissist. Behind their arrogance and cold exterior, there are wounds they've buried so deeply they'll never admit them. They carry insecurities, abandonment fears, and shame they refuse to face. And the moment you meet them, you feel those wounds, even if they never say a word. You see through the mask and believe your love and patience might finally be the thing that helps them change. What you don't realize in the beginning is that this desire to heal them doesn't lead to transformation. It locks you into their cycle. Because while you're trying to soothe what's broken in them, they're only ever trying to protect it. And that leaves you pouring from a cup that never fills. The narcissist feeds on the empath's endless compassion. A narcissist knows exactly how to keep you hooked by leaning on the part of you that never seems to run out, your compassion. You give second chances, you excuse bad behavior, and you convince yourself that maybe they didn't mean it the way it felt. Each time they cross a line, you try to understand instead of defend yourself. And that endless compassion becomes their feeding ground. They drain your empathy like it's an unlimited resource, leaving you emotionally exhausted, while they feel fueled and validated. To them, your kindness isn't love, it's supply. It's proof they still have control, that no matter how much damage they cause, you'll still show up to soothe them. What starts as your strength, your deep capacity to care, turns into the very weakness they exploit, until you finally recognize that compassion without boundaries is what keeps you trapped in their cycle. The empath mistakes pain for depth. When you're deeply empathetic, it's easy to confuse the intensity of pain with the depth of connection. You start believing that if someone can hurt you this much, it must mean there's something powerful and meaningful between you. In reality, that depth isn't intimacy, it's trauma. The narcissist creates highs and lows, pulling you into cycles where the suffering feels like proof of love. You mistake the storm for passion, the tears for closeness, and the chaos for depth. But genuine depth isn't found in wounds, it's found in safety, trust, and mutual respect. The pain only keeps you tied to someone who thrives on breaking you down, while convincing you that enduring it makes the bond more real. The truth is, when love is healthy, it doesn't destroy you, it builds you. The narcissist mirrors what the empath craves. A narcissist becomes skilled at showing you exactly what you've been longing to see in someone else. They study you carefully, picking up on the traits, values, and dreams you hold closest to your heart, and then they reflect them back like a mirror. If you crave kindness, they present as endlessly considerate. If you long for deep conversation, they suddenly seem like the most attentive listener you've ever met. In those early stages, it feels like they get you in a way no one else ever has. But what you're really experiencing isn't connection, it's performance. The mirror only exists to draw you in, to lower your guard, and to bind you emotionally. Over time, the reflection fades, leaving you questioning how someone who once seemed perfect could turn so cold. The truth is, the narcissist never was that person. They were only showing you a reflection of what you desperately wanted to find. The cycle of giving and taking becomes addictive. When you're caught in the dynamic between a narcissist and an empath, the cycle of giving and taking begins to feel like a powerful pull that's hard to escape. You give because it feels natural to you, almost like breathing, offering your time, your energy, your forgiveness, and your love. At first, it seems to make the relationship thrive, as if your endless compassion is the very thing holding everything together. But slowly, the narcissist takes that giving and turns it into expectation. They grow comfortable feeding off your empathy, while you grow addicted to the moment, however brief, when your giving seems to heal them or when they reward you with the affection you've been craving. That push and pull creates a cycle that feels impossible to break because every small glimpse of tenderness keeps you hooked, making you believe that maybe this time your love will be enough. But the truth is, the cycle isn't love, it's dependency, and it drains you more with every turn. The empath slowly loses their own identity. When you're deeply connected to a narcissist, your sense of self starts to slip away without you even realizing it. You spend so much time adjusting to their moods, anticipating their needs, and trying to keep the peace that you forget who you were before the relationship. Your dreams, your values, even your personality start to revolve around keeping them happy, as if your existence is measured by how well you can meet their demands. Little by little, the empath in you begins to silence your own desires because you've been conditioned to believe they don't matter. You trade pieces of yourself for scraps of validation, and over time, you no longer recognize the person in the mirror. This is the hidden cost of the bond, the slow erosion of your identity, until you're left questioning if you were ever enough on your own. The narcissist can never truly be satisfied. No matter how much love, attention, or sacrifice you give, it will never be enough for a narcissist. Their hunger for validation is like a bottomless pit. Every ounce of effort you pour into them disappears, leaving them craving more. The problem isn't you, and it never was. It's that they are wired to feel empty, no matter how much you try to fill them. You could bend yourself in every direction, give up your needs, silence your voice, and still, they would find a reason to say it wasn't enough. For an empath, this truth is heartbreaking because you enter the relationship believing your love has the power to heal. But what you eventually learn is that the narcissist's satisfaction is temporary, fleeting, and always at your expense. Their void can't be filled by you because it isn't yours to fix. Breaking the bond requires awareness, not more effort. Breaking free from a narcissist isn't about trying harder, giving more, or finding the right words to finally make them understand. That path only traps you deeper because every extra effort becomes more fuel for their control. The truth is, freedom begins with awareness. The awareness that nothing you do will ever be enough for them and that it was never your responsibility to fix them in the first place. Once you see the pattern clearly, you start to shift the power back to yourself. You stop asking what else you can give and instead start asking why you're still giving at all. That awareness becomes the key that unlocks the cycle. It's not about fighting them, it's about waking up to the truth. The only way to win is to step out of the game entirely. When you finally break free from a narcissist, the most powerful step isn't proving them wrong, it's choosing yourself. Healing isn't about convincing them of your worth, it's about remembering it for yourself. Every time you reclaim your peace, your time, and your energy, you rebuild the parts of you they tried to erase. And that's the real victory, walking away stronger than they ever imagined you could. If this message resonates with you, subscribe and stay close, because here, your healing is the priority. Tell me in the comments, do you think awareness is the first step to freedom, or is it courage?